okay?
We have finally made it to episode 6 of our No Step House building series. This is all about us doing our 3/4 inch OSB T&G sheeting. Join us on this. Check out our playlist below, or we're gonna have it broken down on each video that we've done on this series so far. Now, let's begin with our sheeting. I'm gonna look down our concrete. We're gonna see if there's any big kinks. On my first mark that I make for my sheeting, I wanna make sure there's no kinks in the concrete there at all. It's gonna wanna look straight and good right where I make that mark. Now, with this sheeting, we're gonna be doing tongue and groove 3/4 inch sheeting for our subfloor. With that said, I'm gonna mark directly on 4 foot, because when we put on our first row of sheeting, we're gonna cut off all the tongues on our 3/4 inch sheeting. Okay, we're gonna hurry and blow this all off so we can have a solid bond between our sheeting and our joists with our glue. Sweet. So now you're gonna see that we have a string line here. We just got a nail tacked in on the other side, and we're gonna pull that thing tight. My dad's gonna go and check throughout the foundation to see if we're at a good spot, to see if the foundation bows at all.
Want me to do it now?
And it seems like it does, so we're gonna move our string line over about 1/8 of an inch so that we can have a little bit of a gap there, a little bit of a play, so that we're not having to custom cut every single one of these sheets. In all reality, this foundation's pretty good. And a little gap like that will be all right because our green plate
No, I stayed just because
is going to be on the foundation and span over the top of the sheeting. But keep that minimal. All right, so we got our string line exactly where we want it. I'm gonna keep that tight, and my dad's gonna pull it, flip it up just to make sure that it's staying right where it needs to be. And he's gonna mark right directly underneath that string line. Okay, so now that we've got all those marked, we've got 2 on each end, 2 in the middle. We're not spanning too far. We're gonna chalk our lines. Make sure that you're exact and precise with these markings and these chalk lines, because it's gonna change how your sheeting goes by the time you're done sheeting the floor. Okay, so we're getting ready to do our sheeting here. My dad's checking where the sheet is going to be splitting at. He's seeing if that's level. Yeah, and it's close enough to level, so we're not gonna worry about it. Also, I've got my square in over here to see how the floor is. It's a little bit out, but not far enough out for us to even worry about. We're talking like a 1/16 inch from the corner to 4 feet out. Okay. We're gonna hurry and check and make sure that a full sheet will fit right here. Preferably, we like to cut them on the sawhorses, but we can cut them in place as well. A 4-foot sheet does fit, but each of these, like I said earlier, you're gonna have to cut off the tongue on every one of these sheets for them to fit in exactly how we want them to be. We always do that with our first row, even with our normal builds.
tip it.
Yeah, I think we're pretty square on our foundation.
We're gonna drop this sheet in place. We're gonna see how it fits first. And it looks like it's a keeper.
Good over there. It looks like you go in barely. Yeah.
Just covering the line. We'll just make it so it barely covers.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, as we pop this out of place, we're gonna be a little careful so that we can get it away from the edge there, and then we're gonna try to knock off all this sawdust that we just created. You're gonna notice we're gonna knock off our sawdust every time after we do a cut from here on out.
We going around the attic?
We are going to bond down every sheet with glue.
Oh, yeah. Shoot.
And I'm going to stop gluing right here because we realize we need to mark out exactly where we're going to have the cutout for the crawl space opening. So we're going to get measurements for each side. We're going to write them down.
I can square it off of that. So this is what we're going to have.
And we're going to do this side over here as well. Write them down.
30.
And we'll chalk this out later as we sheet it.
That one. Yep, very little glue. Just on the outside edges.
Okay.
62 and 3/4.
I can come back.
And now we're back to the gluing. As you glue around a crawl space opening, you want to glue right on the edge. You don't want to have that glue in the center, because when you go to cut out that crawl space opening later on, because then you're going to be blowing apart your 3/4 inch sheeting, and you want to keep that so you can use it. So you don't have to use extra 3/4 inch sheeting just to fill in that space. All right, so a quick note right here. You're going to see that I'm cutting my groove open a little bit more right here, because when they go to band around your 3/4 inch OSB sheeting, they always smash that together. They also always smash your tongue, but we cut that off. So as you do this whole entire build, you're going to be checking your tongues, you're going to be checking the grooves to make sure that you don't have a smash part, so that this build can be tight and put into place properly and straight.
Come my way.
You're basically setting this corner first.
Okay. Let me get my nails. So are we just gonna hand drive for now?
For a minute, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna first nail in that first corner right on the line.
Oh, that's
Then we're gonna nail in the other corner
okay.
directly on the line. I wish my video footage was better right here. You'll notice that my dad just nailed it towards the back end. Now he's gonna nail it towards the front end. We're gonna pull off. We're gonna mark every 16-inch center, and we're gonna nail it. If you have any oddballs, you're gonna have to measure them, mark them, and know exactly where they need to be. As you're nailing them, you're gonna want to get them as close as you can onto that marking in the centers.
A little bit more, but I don't really want to push on it.
If you're off by just a little bit, it'll be okay. I wouldn't put too much pressure on these joists if they don't want it. As you're applying your glue, you can stay away from that red line about an inch so it's not blowing out the end.
Tell me I'm good. Drop.
Okay, either way, after we got it glued, we set it in place.
That looks like it. Right? That looks like it to me. I'm gonna have to hit this on.
We're gonna make sure that we can get on our red lines.
Nail yours, because
First, my dad's side's gonna get nailed because we're gonna put it flush and directly with that other sheet. I'm gonna get my side on the red line. Get that nailed on as well. If you're hitting the grooves like I was with my hammer right there, I'm just barely tapping them. You do not want to smash your grooves. Then we're going to mark our 16-inch centers, and we're going to nail every one of them on.
this one's gotta go.
And I better just show us doing this first whole row of sheeting right here. So you're going to see a little few things done more than once. We're going to glue each and every one of these. This is the best glue we have ever used, ever, in any of our construction. And we'll search anywhere for it for us to get it. We'll even buy it online if we have to. I'm going to leave a link for this glue so that you can just see what it is exactly that we use. It's just a construction glue that's by Tight Bond. I have no affiliation with these people. The only reason I'm leaving the link is so you can find it, because honestly, you're going to find it at a better price at probably your local hardware store. But it's the best stuff.
You sure? Okay. Oh, I'm good. I can make that work.
Can I split this a little like that?
If you want to, it looks fine. I won't split it too much.
Another quick note here, we do always like to hand drive at least our first row of sheeting so that we can make sure that we're dead on, and that if any problems arise that we'll be able to fix it pretty easy. But after we do our first row, we pretty much just go straight to the gun and shoot everything together. It goes a lot quicker. You will notice as I do my last row of glue, I will put that glue right on the edge where that sheeting's gonna break, so I can make sure that both sheets get a good seal and a good bond on them.
Even if I go there.
Yeah. Let me look a little closer. Yeah, we're good. Split's good over here. You can yours before mine. I can't get mine on. Do you think it makes what tweaks? Okay. Okay.
All right, so we do finally find a spot in our foundation where there's a little bit of a kink
This is our kink spot.
pushing in towards the foundation.
Where am I touching at though? Oh, right here.
So our sheet doesn't get exactly on the line where it needs to be.
I don't know. I've noticed that.
So we're gonna take our skill saw and we're just gonna cut right down that thing and just follow the concrete as it kinks. Make sure that you set your saw, just set it on a piece of sheeting, and that it's not going to go through and cut your joists. You can't cut your joists, never cut your joists.
Oh, you marked it already.
Now that we know that we just hit on the last one, we're going to hurry and check all these with the tape measure, make sure it fits. It does seem like it's going to be a little bit tight, but we're going to go for it anyway with a full sheet.
Yep. There. It's not what we do usually. Oh no, we usually do that when we're doing the roof. Just gotta see if I can get online. I mean, it's right there.
I'm not on either.
Oh, okay. Well, I just measured them.
Let's just take that mark.
So as you can see, we were still a little bit too tight.
Okay.
So we're going to take our chalk line. We're going to mark that over about a 16th.
We're gonna have to cover this up.
Good.
Yep.
And we're going to cut that off with the skill saw. Again,
What?
it's always easier to cut it on the sawhorses, but you can always do this as well. And there's another way you'll see here towards the end of the video, we actually grind the concrete.
go with it there. Okay, well done. Okay, because really, you're not even getting it centered still.
You just have to rock it late.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, nail your side. And
All right, so there's our first row. We got them all put on. I'm gonna go through and nail these all on, and it's all gonna go well. We're gonna nail everything with our subfloor with 8 penny rim shank nails. Use nothing else. It's the only thing.
no lines.
Here is where we're gonna hurry and chalk out exactly where this hole is gonna be for the crawl space, so that we're not gonna be shooting where we're gonna be cutting. We're gonna hurry mark these 2. I'm gonna keep nailing while my dad marks the other 2. Come back, we'll nail around it. Quick to know, go every 4 inches on the seams of your sheeting, each side, each seam. On your in-betweens, on the main part of the sheeting, go every 6 to 8 inches.
Suppose you want to do it like that. Yeah. I just think I'm still going to do it.
Okay, so when you're shooting around your crawl space axis or any axis that you'll have into the subfloor, you want to stay about a 1/2 inch away from that center cut. Also, avoid all your hangers that you know that you put in earlier. Grab a piece of leftover wood from when you're doing the crawl space and a sledgehammer.
You ready?
Just go ahead, tap those right into place. You're gonna notice on this second row that we do that we will just shoot as we go.
You want it? Okay.
We get in a groove later on to where we literally just tack the ends, and I'll come back and I'll shoot the rest of the floor off. Just whatever works with however many guys you got, whatever groove you end up into, as long as you get it all shot by the very end, you're good. Now pay attention as I'm gluing. You will see that I put 1 foot on and I reach out as far as I can. That is exactly how far you need to reach out so that your glue doesn't go out past the sheet. If it does, it's really not that big of a deal. You're just going to get a lot of glue on that leftover piece of lumber that you're using to tap it into place. It kind of becomes a mess. Now, as my dad's tapping it in, I'm going to look at each edge. He's going to look at each edge. We're going to make sure that everything's straight and even, everything's the same. Sometimes you'll get one side in more than the other side, and then it'll jack up your sheeting on your next row, and then your next row. So pay attention to that. Make sure that you're in parallel the same every single time. or as close as you can every single time. Now, when it comes to shooting it, you're not going to want to get all your sheeting in, come back, shoot it the very next day. You all want it shot on the very same day. I wouldn't even wait more than 3 or 4 hours. Just get all that shot down.
Good.
Because what will end up happening is your glue will dry and your sheeting won't be bonded, and smash that glue down into place to where your sheeting will be flat. You want a good bond, and so you got to get it all shot on the very same day within hours. If you do end up missing a spot and you find it the next day, you see that you missed a row or you missed a sheet, you're going to end up having to come back. You're going to have to screw it down so that you can make sure that it doesn't loosen up or come up. That's the best way to handle it.
I think we'll end up having to bring some.
Awesome. So we're going to go through, we're going to blow through the second row of sheeting. And
Need a case of glue back too.
we got blessed with a nugget of gold that I got on camera. So here it is.
You okay? Dang it. I'll get it for you.
Man, I can't believe I caught that video. All right, so we're to our last rows. I'm going to show these right here. We already cut the sheet. We left about a 1/16 to an 1/8 inch play because you got to keep and consider the groove, the tongue and groove going in. We're going to still knock it in with our sludge hammer. And we're going to end up just shooting this right into play. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we cut this one. All right, I take that back. We're going to end up grinding the concrete here. Instead of cutting it, we decided to try to grind it. And yes, it worked just as good. And it didn't cut the sheet. It actually ground down the foundation, and it ground it down just as quick, if not quicker. So, yeah, there's another way. It works just as well. We ended up blowing it off. And then we shot it down. All right, so now we're on to our next sheet. We did not want to waste a full sheet just so that we could get another tongue to go into that groove. So what we end up doing is if you don't have the tongue and the groove going together, because we just cut the other side of that sheet, we just put in, so there won't be a tongue, we end up putting in blocks. We block in between every joist right where those two sheets come together.
I need that one, friend. Why? Are you getting another tongue? Oh. There you go, I think. It's happening.
All right, so I've got another note that I want to make right here. Make sure you glue those blocks that you just put in. We want everything bonded and held together. If there's anything that you can glue that's going to be permanent and it's going to stay, you glue that, and glue a lot.
Do you want these shot or glued? Screwed? Shoot.
Also, you're going to shoot those just like normal. You don't need to screw them. Just shoot straight down those blocks that you just put in. They won't go anywhere now that you've already screwed them.
Did something holding in.
Okay.
All right, sweet. So we made it to our last row. We made a decision where we wanted to make our joint to be at. I didn't show the whole floor being sheeted. You never want two joints to be in line with each other. Say you do row 1, row 2, you don't want your joint to be directly in line with row 1. You always need to stagger, go back and forth. You at least need to go one joist over. We do try to and tend to always just split the first sheet in half with our next row, but sometimes that wastes sheeting. So you need to go through, check them all, and make sure that they all work before you start just laying sheets down. You need to see where you want all your joints to split, and after you do your first row and then you do your second row, usually it can go back and forth until something changes with your foundation. That's when you'll make a different decision of where you'll want that joint to be.
I'll take care of that.
Now, I didn't mark where my 16, 32, 48, and so forth were going to be at, so I'm going to use my tape. I'm going to mark them all out because I want to make sure I hit them just right. I can't tell now that we've butted up to the foundation. You'll see with my next few that I do, the next few sheets that I do, I'll mark and put a mark on the foundation before I get there to cover it up so I don't have to mark it. See, right here. That's what I did. That's what I would do from now on.
Oh, what are we gonna do? What we do?
I put a weight on it. You need to stand on the foundation a little bit, not completely, but
Okay.
one little bit to hit on it. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Okay. I gotta glue it and everything still, so I'll have you just set it right here. You can just get the next one.
All right, so right here, I found another sheet, or well, we cut another sheet that wasn't gonna fit exactly. So I ended up using the grinder. I like the grinder way. I think it works better. I think it leaves a cleaner finish. And if I knew that from the beginning of the job, we would probably use the grinder the whole time. You're gonna have to make sure that you have a concrete blade on here or some kind of a diamond blade that can cut through this concrete. I mean, I'm probably saying the wrong thing here. If you have a suggestion in the comments, just say what you would use, because I'm not sure if it is the best thing to use. But as long as it gets the job done, sweet.
.76 and 7/8. .76 and 8?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm 76 and 7/8.
Yep.
Good.
Okay, right down here.
We go get your mark.
Yeah, sure. Right there in front of you.
Go glue it.
All right, so this is our last sheet that we're going to be putting in. Super excited to be done with this flooring,
My kids get around there tonight.
so we can start jumping to walls and we can get to our trusses. We can actually get this house built. I've really enjoyed doing this no-step house framing series. It's been a lot of fun. If you're just tuning in, check down in the description below. It'll show all the videos that we've done to get to this point. If you want to see more in-depth series like you did here, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and follow us.
You okay?
We're going to have a few more videos on this series right here. We're going to have a green plate video so that you can see us tying that in our floor to our foundation. And we will have a floor sealer video as well. Thanks. Happy building.